I don't think that's the excuse tonight.
Okay.
I don't think
Fair.
so. He just was bad. And I don't think the shoulder is I don't think that's the excuse.
We'll find out.
Yeah, and I would say some garbage time touchdowns by the Patriots. Yeah, exactly. Made this even closer. 29-13 is the final score. So if you're out there tonight, you're sad, we'll all come together here on Boston 25, do a little mourning together. Just not a good performance from the Patriots. I'd say outmatched, outcoached in every sequence. They were just not the better team tonight, and I think that showed. And Seattle truly just dominated this start to finish. Would that have made a difference in this outcome?
Right.
Absolutely not. And I think that was the first time you really saw some of that frustration boil over. Vrabel, obviously, most of this season has been very rah, let's keep the guys going. Even, they had so many punts tonight. I don't know if I have the stat of how many punts. They were up to like 8 or 9 at one point. And Vrabel still, high-fiving the offense after another 3 and out, just trying to keep their spirits up. But at that moment with the Diggs player talking about that frustration boiling over, he's yelling at the ref, almost getting in his face really at one point. And really curious to hear what Vrabel, Drake May, some of these guys are going to have to say tonight, because Drake was all over the place. We saw some incredible plays. Running the ball, some of his passing plays, like the touchdown to Mac Hollins, that's a great pass.
Yes.
But then other times he has people wide open, he's way short, he's off target, he's throwing it over their head. And so there was just no consistency with their young 23-year-old's quarterback. And maybe that should be expected of someone. I think it was the second youngest quarterback to ever start in the Super Bowl. So maybe we shouldn't have been expecting as much as we have, but he did finish second in MVP voting and had a great season overall. But tonight was not his night. One of the big things we talked about was Drake May's turnovers the last few weeks have been a problem. You faced 3 really good defenses. Well, now you're facing the defense that had the fewest points against in the league. So you can't keep doing that. And tonight, unfortunately, that was a problem. On top of the fact they just could not do anything with the ball. Moving the ball on third downs, they were bad. It seemed like any time they had momentum, Seattle's defense would make a play to just stop a drive, and that was just the routine. It was basically the routine over and over again for 4 hours tonight. It reminded me of what the Patriots did in Denver. We'll go 3 and out multiple times, punch you the ball because you can't beat our defense, and Seattle did that tonight. Getting ready for this game tonight, of the first day of training camp, I was out there with Butch and with Gene, and we were talking openly, and we're just being honest, like, can they get to 8 wins? Can they get to 9 wins? Maybe squeak out a playoff spot, whether that's the division or a wild card game, and just get this thing back on track. And they've obviously defied all the expectations they had. But what I will say is it doesn't make this any better, in my opinion, because, as Butch was saying, these are fleeting moments. You don't know when you're going to get back. Look at the Washington Commanders last year. Jaden Daniels goes on a run. They get close to going to the Super Bowl, go to the title game, lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. And this year, I think they won 4 or 5 football games. So you just never know. Then on, the defense was phenomenal for 4 straight games. And I thought tonight, they, at least early,
held you in.
Yeah, they kept you in the game, absolutely. And then obviously the dam started to break later on, but it was also, you're on the field so much at that point. Do you lose a little bit of confidence because your offense is doing nothing with the football? You talk about long touchdown drives, or maybe just sustaining a couple of first downs. That involves 3, 4, maybe 8 to 10 plays in a row where you're getting positive yards. That just didn't happen tonight outside of a couple touchdown drives. They were never truly manhandled start to finish in any game this season, but tonight. Tonight, there was just, they didn't even have a chance, it seemed, from not even halfway through the first quarter on. In this game in particular, there were so many times it seemed like Milton Williams or Barmore or Chason coming off the edge. They got Darnold. They're a finger away. They're a palm away from sacking him, knocking the ball out. So close multiple times. And Darnold just made a little movement, got out of the pocket, was able to throw it away, dump it off to a tight end or a running back, and at least keep the play moving and keep it in positive yards, set them up in 3rd and shorts, and that was truly a huge difference, as May wasn't always able to get out of those situations. A miraculous comeback, which there was no signs leading to that, where it's like, oh, if this little thing or that little thing, it's like, I don't really know where you start here. If you're Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel in the halftime locker room there while Bad Bunny's playing, what are you telling your team?